Hi everyone, welcome back or to the channel. If this is yeah. Hi everyone, welcome back or to the channel. If this is your first time here, please consider subscribing. We are back here today with Paul and Miss Daisy. In the last video we did, we had an awesome interview with Paul and a little bit about Miss Daisy. If you didn't see that, I will leave the card at the end of this video. Today what we're going to do, we're going to get a little bit more of a tour of awesome Miss Daisy, this Volkswagen bus. Let's start with the outside, guys.
Hi Corey, good to see you again. And yeah, as you said, just like to do a walk through Miss Daisy. And again, she's a 1979 Volkswagen Westphalia Type 2. And we just showing the outside at this point as to some of the features that she has. And first of all, we're just going to come back here. This little guy here is the air vent for the sink. Again, we have full hookup, both 110 volts as well as 12 volts. So this here is for city water. So that way, if you want to tap into the city, if you go to a campground and they have hookup, you can then just hook up into this. And that way you have running water inside directly. The next vent the next cap opening here is we have a 110 hookup. So this way I just hook this up to 110 volts at the campground, and that has a 15 amp breaker on the inside. So then that way I have electricity on the inside. But now we're just showing the outside stuff. Why don't we go inside and take a look at what actually happens inside when we're actually camping and traveling? Well, we're just in the cockpit here of Miss Daisy, and just a few things I just want to show you. First of all, if you probably noticed this big steering wheel, it's a big bus steering wheel, and it's 18.5 inches across. As we start going through the dash, we have our controls for the heat, which is right here, and for the cooler. I also, with the instrument panel, we changed all the lights to LED. We also have some gauges we put down here. We have for the battery, to check for the auxiliary battery, make sure that I'm charging, and also the oil temperature. Because this is an air-cooled engine, which is cooled by air, I want to make sure that the engine is not getting too hot. Unlike regular vehicles where you have a radiator that keeps the engine cool, this doesn't. It's just air from outside which keeps this engine cool. So I always want to make sure that my engine isn't getting too hot. You can see here too, there's a larger panel down here, the actual display at the front. This is for where the air conditioning unit was. So this unit used to have air conditioning. So generally the dash ends here, but on this unit, because it had air conditioning on it, they added this extra panel right here. Still works. We took the compressor out, but I left the large air conditioning fan in here. So with all these vents, just blows air straight out. Miss Daisy is an automatic, and as I say, 1979 Volkswagen. Volkswagen made this original with this van, and I believe it was for the North American market. And so yeah, so she's an automatic, and she's been overhauled as far as the transmission. And yeah, she's a 3-speed automatic and reverse, and it's a nice smooth ride. For those people that ever had standard Volkswagens, I think you know what I'm talking about. It's always a jerky motion. You put them in drive and you're done.
That's awesome, Paul. I love the way it looks in here with the awesome. You also put the checker plate right in front. Keeps it nice and clean as well. I'm a fan of being clean. Yeah. Really like this. Awesome.
And we'll talk about, if you don't mind, Corey, afterwards in the other upcoming videos, why I put checker plate there, and also what other little areas you can find throughout this van for storage, and where I actually store stuff. Especially on a van of this size, you've got to make sure that every little space you've got to find a home for stuff. And throughout this van, there's all kinds of little tricks where you can hide stuff, and we'll go through that in upcoming videos.
Cool. I can't wait to show the back, Paul.
I'm in my swivel seat. This is the passenger seat, which actually swivels around. And I'll get into the seats in another video as to what type of seat I actually put in there, because these are not standard 1979 Volkswagen seats. And you may see, when you're looking at here, you can see some snaps up here. People ask me what that's for. Well, actually what that's for is a blackout curtain, so that way, in case I don't want to put the curtain that goes around in front of the windshield, and I just want to drop for, again, for blocking some of the heat out, as well as keeping some of the heat in when we're camping in the fall or the winter. It actually will just keeps that heat in there, so that just snaps in place and drops right down to the floor. Okay, now I just want to maybe step into the kitchen area just to show you as to where actually we're going to start cooking, and we'll go from there. Okay, Corey?
Awesome.
So I have snaps on these because that way when you're traveling you don't start hearing all the chattering, so it just snaps and it's up. So getting into the kitchen area here, we have a 2-burner hob and a stainless steel sink. This is all in stainless steel. We have the 2 controls for the front and rear burners. They go from high to low. This is our off and on switch for the water. Turn this one to the right, we get outside water. We turn it to the left, we actually will bring water from our 5.8 gallon holding tank for fresh water, and that's right there. Again, this is all standard equipment. We have the cutlery drawer, my little junk drawer.
Everybody has to have one of those.
Yep. We also have, this is where you would fill up your water for the inside for the holding tank. So you just pour your water in there, so your fresh water. We have just a little something here that I'll explain to you in later videos as to what's behind this little secret panel there.
Oh, secrets.
Yep.
I like secrets.
We have the pantry, and I just put stuff in containers. It just makes things easier to get them out. We also have one more storage area. This is what's going to be my garage, where my workshop is. I have my 2-ton jack and my tool bag with all my tools. And as we drop this down, so Corey, just taking that one step further into the kitchen is actually our refrigerator. And it is a refrigerator, it's not an ice box as a lot of people think it is. It actually has a cooling element in there, and that's done by this control panel right here. Basically what happens is that you turn it on and the light will come on. You have city power or battery power, and depending upon which you want to use, whether you want to use it from your battery or shore power.
So it's only a 2-way fridge then, it's not a
two-way fridge, not a 3-way. When they went into the 80s of the van, when they changed it, that's when they went to the 3-way.
Okay.
Okay. We then have back here is some storage, and this is your control switch right here for your fridge. So you can crank it down from 0 to 7, and I've had it as low as probably the fridge got down to 22 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's pretty cool.
So that's cool. That's definitely cool. That's
right.
going to keep everything good.
Yeah. And look at a little bit of storage in here. We also have blackout curtains right here. So this way, again, later video, show you how we made them and how they fit for the rest of the
Yeah,
van.
because those actually look really neat. It looks like you got reflective on one side and then you've put material on the other
That's
side.
correct. It's reflected from one side and blackout curtain material on the inside.
That's awesome because it looks nicer than just having silver in your window all the time. On the
That
inside.
was, yeah, that was the big key thing, is I didn't want somebody to walk in. I mean, we have the checker plate anyway,
Yeah.
but I didn't want this to look like a silver spaceship, just all in silver.
No, it looks good.
So
I like
we're
it.
just going to dress it up. And again, I made these, so if I can make them, I'm not a seamstress. So,
I don't know if I could make them, Paul. I'm pretty
you know.
bad.
And so some of the other little things in here are some of the storage, which again is right here. My wife's storage at the top, mine on the bottom. We have these suction cups, which again I'll show you for a later video as to what I actually use those for.
Those are cool, guys. He showed me some of them already, and when we get a chance to show you exactly what he's using them for, those are cool, and I think every RVer, van life, even people that just stay at home should have, because they're awesome.
Yeah, again. Coming back here is we actually have some more storage up here.
So there really isn't a shortage of storage when you look at it. For such a small space, you have a pile of storage in here.
Part of it, yeah. And not only up here, there's more storage underneath where I'm sitting.
So that's way more storage than, because it doesn't look like there's a lot of storage when you first come in.
No.
But then you open up these cabinets and you see like that cabinet goes almost all the way to the back. That cabinet's all the way to the back. That's all underneath your seat, your couch or your seat.
Yeah.
And then more storage on the side, plus all your cupboards here.
Yeah.
So this is actually quite a bit of storage, and we haven't even got up top
We
yet.
haven't gone up top yet as a pop-up. So,
Awesome.
yeah.
Tell you what I'm curious about, Paul. I want to know what this contraption is here.
That contraption, well, you know what? I'll show you what it is.
That is a really, really good use of space. The way this is set up makes it feel and look so much bigger than it just being a Volkswagen bus. It is laid out awesomely.
And this is all done by, that's done by Westphalia. They designed this kitchen with the table. This is not stuff that I've added in. That's the original equipment. And so it's neat to see this kind of stuff. And yeah. And then one more thing I want to show you is, where do we sleep?
Perfect. I want to know, where do you sleep, Paul?
So very simply is you just grab here, that's your bed. And I generally sleep with my head up at this end. So I've made it in such a way where I just have this cushion raised up a bit, just so that way it's not flat. So for me, and I'm close to 6 feet,
Oh, you have lots of room in there.
lots of room. So the bed is actually 48 inches wide, as the actual bed is, but because of the fridge and the storage area, we have an extra 18 inches over here. And so generally, if there's two of you in here, one will be on this side, and the other person will be down there. And like I say, it's 6 feet by 48, and that's the bottom.
So I also noticed that you do have, just beside your legs there, Paul.
Yes, just thank you for reminding me. Because we talk about cooking, we also talk about safety. Two things I have here is I have an up-to-date fire extinguisher, which is an A, B, and C fire extinguisher for greases and that kind of stuff, or electrical, and also a carbon monoxide, just to make sure that, because we are dealing with propane, that you don't have any leaks.
That's awesome. So you're going to pop the top, is what I want to call it.
Well, yeah, not only do you have a lower bed, but generally what I find in the summertime when it's too hot is I want to go up into the loft or up into the bunk up above. So we're just going to step outside, pop the top, and we'll show you the upstairs bed.
Paul, thank you so much. You know what, guys? I just realized this bus has an awning. This awning is huge. It packs right up in there. You know what? If you want to see a video on this amazing awning, make sure you smash that thumbs up. Paul, thanks so much for taking the time once again to show us your amazing Miss Daisy. Guys, we do have videos coming of the build, so you're going to want to follow along on this playlist. Guys, if you like videos like this, please smash that thumbs up. As Marcy normally says, don't forget to subscribe and ding that notification bell so you'll be notified for the next video that Sir Paul puts out and that I put out, guys. See you in the next video.
I know.